Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two games for you. We are in the Europa League against FC Midtjylland, and we follow it up with a home game in the league against Celtic. We are on par with Celtic, and that has always been the target. However, Aberdeen remain 8 points clear after winning 10 of their opening 11 games, with the other being a draw. They have completely torn the league apart so far. Form wise, though, we're not looking too bad. We have changed formation. It is proving to be a little bit difficult because we haven't got fullbacks really in the squad anymore. Stephen Welsh has agreed to move away, but he's in there at right back at the minute, and Costin Boulay is covering at left back. We have confirmed a signing of a left back and a right back on loan on top of that as well. Going into these two games, I'm hoping we can get a good result against Midtjylland. The game against Celtic, I'm not too sure. We're still staying on the attacking mentality. It seems to be working quite well for us, and with that midfield three, we do seem to be still reasonably solid. And going into previous matches, it's like I say, it was a bit hit and miss. We did okay after losing those two games against Fiorentina and Aberdeen. A 3-1 win at home against Budućnost, a 2-0 win away against Hearts in the league, a 2-1 win at home against Hearts also in the Viaplay Cup, a 0-0 draw at home against Rangers, 1-0 at home to Wraith Rovers, and 4-2 away against Airdrie. And again, we are dominating games, even now that we've changed formation, we're still dominating matches. Um, Goals have been a little bit hard to come by, but in that game against Airdrie, we did find the net a few times, but again, defensively, they'd let us down just slightly. So, with these two games in mind, I think it could be a bit of a tough run for us, but we'll just see how things go. Like I say, we have confirmed some signings as well already for January, and they will very much strengthen the squad. Um, they're signings that were definitely required, and we have signed a star for central midfield as well. And it could see one or two players end up leaving in those areas at the same time. We've got Torkildsen in goal today, Welsh, Stankovic, Rodden and Boulay at the back, with Al Mualad, Cresta and Aguiar in the midfield three, Montado on the left, Leib on the right, and Graf starting up front. Vasquez hasn't really got going so far this season. He has been a little bit hit and miss. So Sret and Graf is getting the nod for the time being, but there is plenty of rotational option in there anyway. So hopefully we can go out there and get a good result. And like I say, we've got the options. The bench is still quite reasonably strong as well, with Ewing, Facon, Suleiman, Vasquez, Oyola, Dior, Silla, Summers, and Adola in there as well. So we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we can get another win here in the Europa League. Here is Leib with a free kick. He whips it in toward that near post and he's clipped the crossbar. Vang, the goalkeeper, didn't get anywhere near it, and it remains 0-0 though. Unfortunately, like I say, off target. Possession wise, we're looking very strong in the opening 10 to 15 minutes. Michelin just growing into it slightly, gaining a little bit more ground. But in terms of chances, neither side really creating an awful lot at the moment. Here is Beck. Just holding on to possession here for Michelin, and now Ortiz plays it across to Green. Chance to play it forward. Osula, who is a name that I do recognise from Sheffield United, I think. Galder Gudmundsson played in by Osula, incidentally, and he has scored. And Midtjylland find themselves ahead. Torkildsen not very convincing in goal there, and it is 1-0 to Midtjylland, and that is not ideal. This is a game that we should be very much competitive in. We're going to demand more because, again, we've been very, very poor so far. Michelin with 5 attempts at goal, 6 now, and 2 on target. We had yet to register an attempt on the goalkeeper. And Leib coming down this right hand side, plays it back to Welsh, and now Cresta into Aguiar, back into Leib, and that is a poor miss. And Vang wasn't tested. He's got to be scoring there in an ideal world. And it's a very disappointing first half. We're dominating in the way of possession, but we are not getting anywhere at the moment. And Leib has been shocking, rating a 6.3. Of course, he's missed 2 big chances today, and an opportunity maybe here for him to make amends with a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. He fires it in, and Jalali Leib has fired it in indeed. What a lovely strike from that free kick. And it was actually on the keeper's side that he was stood as well. Vang beaten by the pure power of that strike. It's a very good free kick. And we find ourselves level. Deservedly so, I'm not too sure yet, but if we can get a little bit more control in the game, we could find ourselves in a position where we could win this match. Here is Aguiar into Cresta, just holding on to possession here, and he loses out to Gammelby, and he just held on to it for far too long. And considering our game tends to be around quick passing and manoeuvring, it's very poor from him. And Asula has managed to get onto this. He lays it back across, and Bulai manages to clear, but again it's recycled, and Bulai again getting in with a challenge, but again they come forward, and Gammelby, good interception from Stankovic, and the strike first time has gone over the bar. So Midtjylland again really trying to force the issue, and again we will offer a little bit of encouragement to the lads, because again Midtjylland have been the better side here today, and we're just lacking a bit, it would appear. But obviously we've not got the quality at fullback either, and that is an area that we'll definitely be looking at in January. Musa Silla is going to come on that left-hand side. Cresta is struggling a little bit, so we're going to get Dior on in that central midfield. Srettengraf has actually had a very quiet game, so Hector Vazquez can come on for him, and Stankovic is struggling, so Edgar Fakan can come on at centre-back. Welsh, again, he's struggling at right-back. Not really too many options. We'll get Nathan Summers on. Bulai can go to right-back, Summers on at left-back, and we'll see exactly if we can just manage to hold on to this at the minute. At 1-1, anything can happen. Lepe with the delivery toward the far post, and Vang, very dominant goalkeeping there, makes the claim. And he will look to deliver forward here for Midtjylland. Launched in towards Anderson. Good header from Bulai. Dior just beats Madsen to it, but Madsen managing to hold firm with the challenge. Al Muwala does well there. And Faka now to Aguiar. Now Silla plays it forward into Dior over the top. Hector Vazquez is in. He might just be offside. It's a lovely goal, but I think he might be offside here. It was very well worked, but I think he has gone just a little too early. And unfortunately, it is the way his season's going at the moment. He's not quite firing the way he was in the last couple of years. And a little bit unlucky, but I mean, looking at the match stats, despite the possession, Midtjylland deserved to win this game. So if we can get a point from it, I think we've dropped quite lucky. It's disappointing because it's a game that we should be very much capable of winning, but it's not gone our way. And we'll tell lads that they need to improve, because they do. It's certainly not a good enough result. Midtjylland with 7 points from their 3 games. We're down in 19th. I'm hoping we can get into a qualifier just from a financial perspective. But other than that, it could be a very tough one going forward. Andre Borza is the left back that I spoke of before. We're waiting on an application for a work permit. Hopefully that deal will get sorted very, very soon. And normally, obviously, I'd just break away and then we come back for the next game, but it's only in a day or two. So we'll just push on through and come back then for that game against Celtic. Like I say, it's been an interesting time. Goal scoring hasn't really been an issue for us the last season, or so, but this season we just seem to be lacking something, and I'm not too sure what it is at the moment. We've tried to up front, it hasn't really worked. The narrow midfield, the narrow midfield worked, but having just 3 at the back didn't. And I think obviously we're giving up a lot of territory in that midfield compared to what we used to now. So it's going to take a little bit of tweaking, I think, especially with the player roles as well. It's something that we're constantly looking at and trying to develop. Obviously, we've got certain players that are good at certain things, and other players, it's their secondary qualities that bring them into the potential to play in those roles. So it's difficult at the moment. We're trying to find a balance. It's not going badly, but at the same time, it's not really working properly yet either. Same starting lineup. fair play. Al-Muwalad is struggling a little bit fitness-wise. We do have one or two other options on the bench today. Santa Maria is back in the squad. Dario Priotti back in the squad as well, despite him being transfer listed. So here we go. Celtic is the big one for us. If we can get a result here today, it would be lovely. But I'm not holding out too much hope just because of our lack of goals in recent games, despite that win against Airdrie. But Airdrie, in relation of quality, not quite up there with the rest of the teams in this division. So we've got to play it very carefully. But I think having the attacking mentality will certainly help us. I think we're very much capable of outplaying teams as Gonçalo Borges gets into the penalty area and Todd Kilton makes a good save there. And despite going to a 4 at the back, we're not looking any more solid. And I've thought about going 5 at the back, but with the quality we've got going forward, it's far too defensive. Here's Pau Prim into Riquelme, and he's been chopped down there, and it could have been a penalty, to be honest, but it's fallen here for Stretton Graf, and he's just holding on to possession. I mean, it's 6 against 1 at the moment, and the support took a long time to come, and it remains 0-0. But if we get beat here today, and Aberdeen get a result against St Mirren, I'm going to call it straight away and say that the title race is pretty much over anyway, especially considering as things stand, we are ahead of Celtic, which is where we wanted to be, but we didn't expect Aberdeen to just completely charge through the league as the way that they have done so far. So there's plenty to play for, but it's just not coming at the right time for us at the moment. And again, we're not playing particularly well here. We're not being very creative, despite the way that we like to play. And now Aguiar, straight from kickoff. I mean, it's a shocking pass, that is. And Gonçalo Borges is coming inside, and now Pau Prim into Vahi, and now Ollie coming down this right-hand side, plays it back to Sambi Lakonga. Terracciano into Gonçalo Borges again. I mean, he really is a good player, Gonçalo Borges. He completely tore us a new one in the game that we won. He was all over us constantly in that game. Here's Pau Prim back to Cortina, and Celtic completely dominating possession here at the start of the second half, and we can't get near them. And Vai's played it into Riquelme, and there is a deserved goal for that move for Celtic, and we are now behind again. And a number of people have mentioned to me about going attacking and staying on it because of the talent we've got. I don't think it's working massively well. When you get the momentum, it's great. But other than that, we've really struggled. And now Bulai into Al-Muwalad. Stankovic back to Al-Muwalad again, into Cresta. And now Labe couldn't find the pass. And Edu Sanchez plays it into Stretton Graf, who I think was offside anyway. Kovacevic made a very good save, but he was indeed offside. And again, we've created some opportunities today, but it's just not happening for us. And I'm not entirely sure where we can go from here, because one way or another, something's got to give. And I don't know exactly which positions are the ones that we need to switch up and chop and change. It's a very difficult situation here. We're going to leave Vasquez off. We're going to give Santa Maria a chance, despite him being transfer listed. Suleiman's going to come on in the holding midfield role, and Welsh is on a yellow card. And once again, Nathan Summers can come on at left back, and we'll just have to hope for the best. I mean, we've got some tired legs out there. It's proving to be a big struggle for us at the minute. Labe coming down this right-hand side, plays it into the penalty area. Stretton Graf was there, Terracciano easily clearing. Bulai picks it up and lays it back to Aguiar. Can he get the ball into the penalty area? No, he can't, but Bulai can, and it fell for Montano, and Montano has given us an equaliser here. It took a massive deflection, and we are just about to bring him off because he wasn't having a particularly good game. And to be honest, I think we will still bring him off anyway because he's absolutely shattered despite that goal. And now Priotti with the fresh leg swings in the corner. Stankovic was there at the far post. Stamanic doing well to clear. Santa Maria picks it up and charges down that left-hand side, swings it in. Cresta was there. Priotti was there. We didn't win any of those headers. Dior now into Summers. Again, he tries to play it in. Carboni clears. Suleiman into Dior. Back into Suleiman again. And now Graf. Now on that right-hand side, cuts in. What a lovely run, and what a lovely goal from Graf. And all of a sudden, we are ahead here. And it's 2-1 with 25 minutes to go. There's still plenty of work to do. But that was a very, very well-worked goal. And, I mean, maybe Graf's position is out wide because the way he took that was absolutely fantastic. What a lovely move from him. And it is 2-1. And this could be a huge 3 points for us if we can hold on to it. All of a sudden, we have grown in the game. The fresh legs have come on. We're looking a little bit sharper, but Bulai's struggling now. Rawdon is struggling. Cresta and Graf are both struggling as well. To sustain a European challenge as well as the league, we really need that rotational option, and we don't have quite enough in every position, especially in the fullback areas. We don't have anything. So the fact that, I mean, Summers has come on in 2 games there, played at left back, and he's got a 7 rating there today as we edge Celtic out with a 2-1 win. We just about managed to hold on. It's a very good result in the end. Despite the initial frustration, it was a very even game. We created a lot more chances, though, eventually. And that is an excellent result. And it does take us 3 points clear of Celtic now. The gap is close to 5 to Aberdeen. They play later on today. And we'll just push it through a little just to see their result. And again, they continue to win. They've beaten St Mirren this time by 2-0. So the gap is still at 8 points. And Queen's Park are now up to 3rd place as well. They were the first team to beat us this year. And the 2 defeats were Aberdeen and Queen's Park. And we were at home for both of those. We were also at home for the 2 draws against Rangers and St Mirren. St Mirren as well. Really weird team for us. We can't seem to get the better of them. I'm hoping that that will change at some point. So going forward, we'll get a few more games under our belts probably. And maybe the end of November. I mean, Panathinaikos away and Queen's Park away seem like a couple of good games. There's only 3 league games in the process of that. We've got St Johnstone in the Viaplay Cup semi-final and then Spurs in the Europa League as well. So hopefully we can continue our decent form in the league after that 2-1 win against Celtic. We've got St Mirren next, incidentally, and Queen's Park again. They've been a thorn in our side as well. But Panathinaikos and Queen's Park in the next episode, and then we'll probably push on a little bit and see exactly where we can end up afterwards. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.